Hi, my name is Alonna Walsh, and today my presentation is going to be about, look, I have a PowerPoint here. As you can see, there are quite a few. Now, who is the man over there? Does any of you know who it is? That's right, that's famous Albert Einstein. He was a science, a mathematician. He was labeled genius. That word, genius, is related to smart. So every time you think about genius, you think about Albert Einstein. My next slide over there, as you can see, this is Albert with his long hair, mustache, old looking. Only a few people know about his background, who's his family, his father, how many are there in the family. So today in my presentation, I will give you a background, where did he grew up, etc. My next slide over there, he is Einstein's father. His name is Hermann, and his mother's name is Pauline. Hermann is actually, he was a salesperson. Well, he was actually an electric engineer. He was very smart as well. He owned his own business together with his brother. And the business was called Einstein and Company. It was established in Germany. And Pauline, the mother, was also a very smart lady. But most of the time she stayed home, taking care of the kids, cleaning, cooking. She was a homemaker. Albert loved music, so mother encouraged him to continue and learn and just encourage him to be involved with it, because he was very young. He was only 5, and he was very easy getting those skills. The whole family was, as we know, as a non-traditional Jewish family, their belief, but they didn't practice that at the time, because back then it was Hitler era, and it was very dangerous, so they kept that to themselves, so they didn't practice their religion. Hermann and Pauline had 2 children, Albert, who was born in 1879, and a sister, Maria, who actually has a nickname, and she was nicknamed Maya. She was born in 1881 in Germany as well, and in a town called Ulm. As you can see in the PowerPoint over there, I have 3 sections. One is Albert with his sister as a young child. Next slide, we have the mother, Pauline. My next slide, the number 3, you see the first picture is Albert at the age of 3. As you can see over there. Next picture, he is 40 years old. But we don't have a picture of Albert growing up. We only have a picture when he was young, then when he was older. As you can see on the picture right there. The section on the side, or in the middle, as you can see, that's the compass. And Albert, about 5 years old, his father showed him one of those instruments, and Albert was so fascinated with it. He was fascinated by how the needle moved, what controlled it. He was just curious and fascinated at the same time. So that was the beginning of his fascination with science, math, and space, and everything that you can see up in the air. So from there on, he just was completely fascinated and into it. Also, in the next town, they have a friend. He used to come for dinner quite often. They hang around. His name was Max Tutmos. This man was from Poland, a Polish person, and he was a medical student. They used to hang out together, Albert and him. And at one point he showed him a book, and it was a math book, politician, and another one. So this actually influenced Albert. So he started learning and copying from him. So the compass and this friend are two things that influenced him really well from there on. He also went to school. Actually, he went to a Catholic school, but remember, his family is Jewish. So, but they couldn't practice their religion at the time. So they kept that to themselves. So he went to this Catholic school. At the age of 8, he went, and then later on he went to a different school by the name of Lutman Gymnasium. That was a more advanced school. It was like a primary school. Later on, actually this school was teaching him very enthusiastically. But then at the time, his father's business wasn't doing pretty good. He was actually doing bad. So what they do was, they moved to a different location. They moved to Milan. And right next to that town, there is another town called Pavia. And they reestablished the business again. And the business was doing well. But on the previous time, people didn't have any money to buy, so they had to close the business and move. So the business went bankruptcy over here. But Albert didn't go with them. Albert stayed with the family, with uncles and aunts, to finish school. Later on, he moved also. Can you imagine as a young child being left behind and your family being moved? That must be tough. My next slide over there, as you can see, it looks like some kind of cool grades. It's actually that those are Einstein grades once he finishes school. At the age of 15, Albert went back and joined his family altogether. He left the school and moved on. He joined his family. Hermann, his father, wanted Albert to become an electric engineer, but he didn't want that. He wanted to learn math and science. He was only a little bit interested in engineering. It wasn't his thing. This school where he went at, it was like a very strict school, and what he wanted to do was to use his imagination. He wanted to think outside the box. The school didn't allow that to him. He needed to follow the school rules, and he couldn't use his imagination. So Albert, at the age of 16, he went to a different school by the name of Swiss Federal Polytechnical. This wasn't actually a college. It wasn't a school. It was a college. In order to get in, he needed to pass an entrance exam, but he didn't pass. He failed it. And he was pretty shocked because, remember, he's really good in math and science, but English and other subjects, he wasn't that good. And that's the end of the tape.